Some interesting news yesterday. 3 former presidents have said that they might take the coronavirus vaccine on camera. Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. And Ryan, a lot of the press was lauding this as something that's really great. They're like, this is an example of everyone coming together. And me, the more cynical side, is like, is this really going to help? I mean, some of these are some of the, least trusted people. I mean, one guy lied us into war. The other one lied about an affair. The other one lied, quite a bit while he was in office. I mean, is this actually a way in order to build more public trust in the vaccine? What do you think?
It probably doesn't necessarily hurt. The one part I was amused by was my first thought, and this is how selfish I am, was like, well, allow me to perform this public service as well. I will raise my hand. That's right. And come to the front of the line and take this shot right on camera. In fact, I applied to be in a couple of these trials.
The trial.
That's I know they didn't take me, and I think as I was filling out the form, I realized why. I spent so much time in my house in my basement. I'm not very useful to this trial. They want people who are out in the community and are because they need a certain number of people to get infected so that they can actually do the statistical analysis. But yeah, like, hey, I'll take this if that would help anybody. I think it's not going to be the problem that people think it is. I think out of the gate, there will be lots and lots of people who will not want to take the vaccine, but I think there will be more people who want to take it than there will be shots available, and you will see, if there are no deadly side effects from it as the months unfold. You'll see people say, "Oh, actually, this looks like it's okay." I have X number of friends and family who have taken it; they're fine, and now they have protection against coronavirus. So I think that just that logic unfolding is going to make this a much less interesting situation than people think it is. I think there's other problems that we're going to have to deal with, but I don't think that'll be a huge one.
Yeah, that's the interesting point here, right? Which is that I don't know, because if you go and you look, this is another point about the whole mandate thing, which is that Biden faces a real challenge, which is, do you mandate having the vaccine? Last public polling I saw said 30% of people supported mandates, 70% against it. And I actually spoke with some conservative friends of mine, and they were like, Saagar, you might actually get higher compliance without a national mandate.
Right.
Like if you make it voluntary, but then if you make a mandate, then everyone's like, no, I'm not going to take it. Like, I'm not going to tell the state what to put in my body, like all that type of stuff. And I guess this all just ties into the way that this is messaged is going to be very, very important, because I think you have to reach like 40-something% of the population getting it in order to have the type of immunity where you can consider it herd immunity.
Right. And I think it only becomes a problem where a question of a mandate even needs to be discussed if you have doses of a vaccine sitting around and you don't have people who voluntarily want to take it. And I don't see how you're going to have that problem given the number of doses that the pharmaceutical industry is able to make and the number of people who are eager and willing to get this vaccine so that they can go back to, they're willing to take whatever unknown risk might be involved with this in order to go back to the lives that they had before. It's stop living both with the real obstacles in front of their daily lives, and also the anxiety that is ever present about whether they're going to get it, and worse for many people is whether they're going to become a carrier and infect others, and then others in their family, loved ones, and have that on their conscience for the rest of their lives. There are far more people like that who voluntarily will take that than there are doses available. So if you get to a situation where a year and a half from now you have doses sitting around and you have some big movement of anti-vaxxers, then you're going to need, first, I would recommend a propaganda campaign, similar to the one that they're talking about, before you go with a mandate, because I think you're right that mandates end up turning people off. What you could say is similar to the way that if you don't have particular vaccines, okay, but you're not sending your kids to school, you can't come, you can't fly, you can't, whatever. It's your privilege, you're right, to do this to yourself, but you're not going to participate fully in society, because as a society we've collectively decided that we would prefer to be immune to the plague than susceptible to it.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see a lot of this stuff, which is, I think there's these cards that you're going to get to carry around in your wallet about how you've been vaccinated. People are like, oh, now we're going to bifurcate society and all that. I think we still got a lot of questions ahead. I know everybody's like, oh, vaccine's here and we're done. No. I mean, if there's anything we've learned in 2020, everything gets politicized, especially around coronavirus. It's a tragedy, but it is where we are. We're going to have more Rising for everybody right after this.